we have a few wonderful ladies here today gathered around the fire. A couple of them you will see later in the weekend. They're going to talk about other facets of UGM that they're involved in. But to start, how about we just go around the circle, share your name, and we'll go from there.
Hi, my name is Carrie King Hoffman.
Hi, I'm Tracy Cubitt.
And I'm Trisha Frizzell.
So these ladies are involved, as I said, in different aspects of UGM, but the one that we'll focus on here for the next several minutes or so is the June Samanka Giving Circle, which we kicked off several years ago. And it's a wonderful group of women who love the Lord, who love other women, and are looking for ways to help engage in our cause at UGM, but maybe don't know how. But there's 3 aspects to membership: learning, giving, and engaging. And so, ladies, whoever wants to jump in first, what motivated you to join in the first place, if you can remember? Because for some of you, that might have been a little while ago.
It's been a ministry that's been going on for 3 years.
About
now.
3 years.
3 years, yeah. So while I was working for the state of Oregon, had a heart tug from the Lord regarding UGM, and so thankful that right before retirement, I attended the first one, the first luncheon, and getting to see all the needs and the areas for volunteering, and and actually ended up joining June Samanka the next year, and just so excited to see the work and do the work. So I'm just getting to know the ladies.
And for me, I was already, I started volunteering at Samanka, and then I'm friends with Patty Williamson, so she invited me to the first one in Kaiser, and I joined. I wanted to give to the Giving Circle. I didn't really quite, there was a little mix up in how I ended up getting involved, but I was involved and I was getting invited to things.
It was meant to be.
Ultimately, I found out,
Yeah.
yes, this is what it is, and this is what I signed up for, and it has been such a blessing. I've gone to trainings on we were just talking about you. I've gone to training on your life. You want to say anything? On like trauma, mental health, just the ladies who work as counselors there, and learn so much more about homelessness, and I just have so much more compassion now, as opposed to judgment, because I was definitely more judgmental before, and just developed all these beautiful relationships with the women in Giving Circle. I've gone to events that Giving Circle throws at Samanka, like Christmas parties and Halloween or harvest parties, and brought my granddaughter and get to know some of the women who I don't get to know in most excellent way, because there's some that just come to the Samanka for different reasons.
We'll talk about the most excellent way tomorrow, too.
Yeah, so it's been really good to build relationships with those women, and I always tell them we are no different. We just have different addresses. I'm broken too, and I'm learning about God too, and they're my sisters and my friends. And Giving Circle has been one of the big parts of my life, one of the biggest blessings of my life, where it's just brought me in deep with all those women, and they're, like I said, they're my friends now, and it's been a really big blessing. The ladies who lead the Giving Circle and the ones who participate, they're really, really beautiful, people I respect, women of God. So it's been nothing but a blessing for me.
Yeah, thank you. Trisha, what about you? What inspired you to join? And I know it wasn't that long ago, but
so I'm a newbie to the Giving Circle, and went to the luncheon, and actually I have a story too, and so a lot of the stories that were shared on that stage that day resonated with my own story. And I know a lot of people don't know my story yet, but I have a story. I have a history, and it just resonated with me in my heart, my walk with the Lord. And the flip side to that too is I am one of those who drive by these homeless camps and go, what are we doing? What aren't we doing? And how are we going to make it better? And then going to the luncheon, I was convicted because I need to be doing something. I can be making a change. I can get involved and help facilitate that change. So instead of, what is the community doing? What am I doing to get involved and help be a part of that change and make the next woman's life better and an easier life for her? So that is why I got involved.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And for those who are not aware, we hold a luncheon every May called Renew, and this particular luncheon supports our women's ministry. And typically that's where a lot of women who come attend the luncheon are introduced to the June Samanka Giving Circle. So that'll be in May. I think it's the 7th, but don't quote me yet on that. So we talked a little bit about general engagement through the Giving Circle. But what specifically has that looked like for each of you? Whether that's like on your own or as part of the group.
Well, the NLF retreat is a Giving Circle thing. So that is something. So I went to that last year. Probably the best retreat I've ever been to. And how that looks for me is when I'm leaving, I'm hugging all these women at Samanka. We're bawling. We're just crying because we love each other.
Well, the friendships that you make,
so
the bonds.
much, yes.
Yeah.
Unexpected. And so we're like, I told Melissa, I texted her before, on the way home, sign me up for next year. I want to go again. Beautiful, beautiful time. And these women, they're like, I didn't even know people could love me like this. I remember one of our ladies saying that. I have never been loved like this. It was like full love.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
That is how it's changed my life. That's like my life. I just went to serve because God told me to do certain things, and then, but I've been the one that was blessed, and that's one of the many things where I'm like, wow, what's coming back at me is 100-fold.
Yeah. Yeah.
So New Life Fellowship Retreat.
Yes.
Did you ladies both have involvement in orchestrating that, putting it on, or were you there mostly day of to put on this retreat for our
This year
women
we
in
do.
program?
Yeah.
This year we
This
do.
year,
We're
okay.
helping. We're on
Yeah,
the
we're
team
involved in the
to
planning and actually camping there with the ladies, and just doing life with the ladies, setting up whatever crafts are going on during that time, community and worship, and doing all of that stuff and planning it for them in that retreat. It's a beautiful thing coming together like that. So
And I'd
love
imagine
that.
a lot of those ladies probably had never been a part of any sort of church retreat.
truly,
That'd be
No,
very
they're not.
spectacular.
truly,
Nope.
Yeah.
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 And this year we had some really exciting, we just had a meeting this week with Melissa. We had some really exciting ideas, even about acting out God's word. And something where the ladies are going to be able to learn something and us and take it away in a way that's that you remember. When you act out something, you remember it. And we've just been really excited about talking about getting God's word in these ladies that stays.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's good. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Thank you.
What about you, Trisha?
Remind me what you asked.
Ooh, ways that you've engaged with the Giving Circle
Yeah.
and or how you might want to engage. Just
Yeah, so financially was the first way I engaged, going to the renewed luncheon, getting to meet people. But then I got to join my first graduation at Samanka House. I think it was December.
Yeah.
And so seeing those ladies graduate and be successful in the program and be set up for this next stage and this next chapter in their life has been, that was so moving, so amazing to see. So I'm just getting my feet wet, getting involved, and super excited to see where God takes this for me.
yeah, there's oftentimes it seems to kind of ebb and flow how many events or opportunities there are for members to engage through the Giving Circle, and no one ever has to feel like they're not doing enough, because really it's tailor-made. Depending on your time, there's ladies in there who are senior citizens as well, who don't go out and about very often, and maybe the way that they engage is periodically joining some sort of gathering at Samanka Place, maybe a New Year's Eve party, and then praying. Yes,
I did do a fundraiser. Now that I'm kind of thinking about all the
Right.
things, I did do a fundraiser. I put on a women's kind of craft party this last fall, and in lieu of a charge for the women to come and do the craft, we did a can drive. and I was able to donate over 300 cans of food to Samanka
Nice.
Place.
Cool.
Yeah, so it was so rewarding to see people give so generously, and then take that to Samanka Place and ring the doorbell, and then be like, "Wow,
That's
look
exciting."
at all this amazing food!"
Yeah.
So that was super awesome. So in little ways, I see God opening the door to be able to bless the Samanka house and others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
So it's
thinking
been fun.
too from the Renew Luncheon. I invited people I know that were generous because obviously it's a fundraiser and that love the Lord, and they all left last year and this year. Several of them I found out recently joined the Giving Circle, which I thought was cool. But they were like, we had no idea
Yeah.
that this was going on.
Yep, yep.
It's like a movement.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't even know how wonderful it was.
Yeah.
And they left blessed.
Yeah.
And they gave. And so
Amen.
it was like,
Yeah.
and they joined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
that's
wanna-
fantastic.
they wanna get involved.
Yeah.
It's a great trifecta.
Yeah.
There's always such good energy in the room too at that event.
Oh yes.
Yes, that's very fun.
Love.
So something that you hit on, Trisha, that I don't want to miss.
Yeah.
Actually, there are two things that you said that I think are important to maybe unpack just a little bit. You mentioned graduation, and I think a lot of people aren't aware that we have. There's so much fun stuff going on. That you are welcome to join us at our New Life Fellowship graduations.
Yes.
So obviously, if you're a member of the Giving Circle, we want you to engage in that way. But even if you're not, you're just a supporter of Union Gospel Mission in some other way, shape, or form. We want you to come celebrate the life change that has happened in these people who are in an intensive residential program for 15 to 18 months or so. It is a big deal. So we want to make a big deal about it. And it's just so moving too.
Well, and the commitment that the women are making to have a better life and change their life and change the course of their life with the support of the women at the Samanka Place is by far, it's just touching. I mean, it's such a conviction that they have and that the women at Samanka Place have too. So yeah, it's definitely attend a graduation. If you need your heartstrings tugged on, go to a graduation.
Yeah.
For the last time there was a graduation, I went, and a lady, so myself and a couple of friends do chapel, as she does too, a different night each month. And there was one lady that was there who wanted a Bible. She saw one of the other ladies in my group, the leader group, Bible, so we bought her one. Anyway, she was at the graduation, right? And I see her, and we have this beautiful emotional reunion because I haven't seen her. Oh, she lives on her own now. She hosts a Bible study. She is super involved in church. She hosts a Bible study at her house. This is like an
Wow.
older woman who's an addict on the streets.
Wow.
She showed me pictures
The
of her
change.
apartment.
Yeah.
She has a
Yeah.
Christmas tree. I'm like, this is why
Yeah.
they do this.
Yes.
Yep.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yep.
So cool.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's
Transformation.
such a beautiful story of long-term life transformation that we understand starts with a life with Christ, but also practically speaking, how are we equipping them to be successful outside of the
Right.
mission?
Right.
And so, if our Giving Circle members have an opportunity to invest in those women, whether you like behind the scenes or you like to be, more front and center, whether that be leading chapel. You just mentioned leading chapel. Leading a Bible study, whatever.
Right.
So something else that Trisha said that I think is important to unpack just a little bit because it's so key to the Giving Circle is the Inspiring Growth, our night of celebration, where we get to fund grants.
Yes.
I think might be a good way to say
Yes,
that.
yes,
But
yeah.
our
Yes.
staff submit grant applications for projects that they believe are essential to the success of Our Ladies at Samanka Place. So anyway, that's just a huge party. Before we close, is there anything else any of you want to add?
Now that's what I'll give money to. That's what this is.
Part of those grants have served as far as Kim is leading what is called the art project once a month, and watching these ladies
Yes.
just come alive through art and the renewing in their mind has just been such a blessing. And some of these ladies didn't even know that they had this artistry inside of them. So watching that part bloom has just been such a blessing. But we're going to be at Kaiser Art Gallery, the community center.
Cool.
This end of February, taking the ladies down there. So yeah, just coming alive through art. That's one of the Giving Circle opportunities as well. So.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that's interesting because that's what you're saying. Like you come with your gift.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Watching them flourish.
Kimberly
Yeah.
Visser is a talented artist. She comes
Yeah.
with her gift. It's
Yeah.
not any. She's doing something she loves,
Yeah.
and so it's like
can just share that.
you just think outside the box. And what do you want to do? What do you want to bring? And they're pretty open,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Yeah, we've done
Yeah.
kitchen remodels. We've done closet remodels there.
Yeah.
We've brought in clothing. We've so many. What are some of the other things we've done through the Giving Circle?
Oh man, curriculum.
We go on hikes.
yeah,
Hikes at Ankeny
retreats.
Hill. We've taken
Yeah.
them out there before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Gilbert
just-
House. I think
Yes,
the ladies are going on an
Gilbert-
outing
yes,
tomorrow.
yeah.
The mothers.
Yeah.
Yes. So just lots of opportunities for that to walk alongside them and just watch them flourish.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that's a good sample of what the Giving Circle is. There's so much more that we could say, but if you want to do a little research on your end, you can go to ugmsalem.org. I think the June Samanka Giving Circle is under something along the lines of the Get Involved tab.
Women's.
Yeah, so you could check it out there. When you join, your membership dues go directly toward projects that we mentioned here. So you get to see progress being made in front of your eyes. It's pretty exciting.